It's a real pleasure now to welcome back somebody who has been on the Business Breakfast and on the Business Tonight programme a couple of years ago, and she was a big name in Dubai because she won the big break on the Tonight programme, and it was almost 2 years ago. She is Devayani Dayal, the CEO of She Moves company. Very good morning to you, Devayani. Thanks for coming in.
Yay, good morning.
Your company is an apparel distributor, sportswear, activewear apparel distributor here, and you won the the big break because you had some fantastic ideas. Just rewind to where you were just before the big break. That's 2 years ago this month. What exactly were you doing? Most of your sales was online, and then we'll talk about winning the big break and then where you've been since then. But talk about what you were doing just before that.
Okay, so January 2012, at that point we had just launched our website, which was enabled for payment. So you could use your credit card. We had just set up our distribution where we had cash on delivery, and we had just introduced activewear to our company. At the time, we were just a dancewear company, so really kind of widened the product category. So it was a really exciting time. We would have completed 1 year of being operational. That's where we were.
And then you entered the big break and you got through to the finals and you won it. You beat Oret Mohammed of Boon Coffee into second place. So that gave you a year's worth of advertising on Dubai Eye. You got office space for that. It sounds like it would have made a huge difference to the company.
Yes, absolutely. I think the biggest thing that happened with the big break was the enormous amount of support that we got. While I was on the show, our Twitter account, our Facebook account, and of course the Contact Us page on the website, the traffic tripled. People were writing in saying, congratulations, voting for you, rooting for you. So that was really exciting to see that so many people cared.
But did it result in a lot of extra business? That's the key thing.
Well, not entirely online. What happened was the website traffic increased about 300%, but that didn't really result in sales. The sales stayed about the same. But what we did do at that point was, because we had won the big break, we had this kind of badge on our chest. So we went and we met a few other retailers who were happy to take us on board because they had heard us on the big break. And that's where the game changer for us was, because we just put our stuff in the stores on consignment, and with no promotion, no marketing, no nothing, at all of our different price points, the stuff sold. And I guess that's really where we got the confidence to say, hey, okay, I think we need to open our own shop. This
is really a sort of reversal of what many people are doing with moving from traditional retail space into online. You've decided to move the other way.
Right. I think that has more to do with money. When you're starting your own company, you're like, I have this much amount of money. What can I do with it? So it was a family business at the time. So we just launched online because that was the most economical model to go with. But having won the business break, we were able to get an investor, and that's how we've, I guess, progressed forward and now opened our first shop.
And do you think, given that scenario you're talking about, because we all know financing obviously is crucial and many SMEs locally face that, was that your biggest hurdle between what your business plan was and kind of stage 2 after you won the competition and you were trading and up and running but wanting to get to sort of base 2?
Yeah, actually, since I've been a child, because my father has also been in retail has been in our blood. I remember when I must have been 10 or 12, after movies, Dad would be like, hey, let's just walk here and, go look at the shop. And you're like, well, it's 12 o'clock. And then we'd be going to check a store being fitted out. So it was always, the goal was always to be in retail. And I've had a little bit of experience in retail with Landmark Group as well. So I think in our family, we have a weak spot for retail. So that was really where we wanted to be. It just so happened that when we wanted to launch, given the financial resources we had, we couldn't launch retail right away. And that's why we decided to go online.
But your funds got so low that you actually cut off all PR and you hadn't bought any stocks to phase funds. So it was actually kind of the business was in a downward trend for quite some time.
Yeah, after we won the big break in, I think, end of 2012, beginning of 2013, we had come to a point where I was pretty much looking for a job. And we cut off PR and we didn't really order any more stocks because we were just low on funds. And what ended up happening was we were in various stores and a lot of the stores were saying, hey, we need new stock. All of your stuff is really kind of fragmented. Well, one small of this, one medium of this, one large of this. But I mean, shall I tell you the fun story now about how we got the money?
Yeah, absolutely.
If everybody is familiar with this new mall called City Walk Mall, since the big break, my father has started his own consulting business called Dayal, and he kind of specializes in mall space negotiation. So he would gone with one of his clients to the new City Walk to pitch for a location, one of their last shops. And of course, they gave the presentation, and typical dad at the end of the presentation, he just said, oh yeah, I have a client that does this, my daughter does this, just laying it all out there. And just the mall, I guess, went back and did a little bit of research about us. But I think the next day I had this email in my inbox saying, hey, shop number 25 could be yours. You have 3 days to decide. Please give us your booking deposit.
We know, obviously, that a lot of things work in this part of the world by, who you know, not what you know. Are you saying that really without your dad there to help you, you might not be here today?
I would say that without my dad, I wouldn't be here in general.
In business? No, of course, yeah. Sorry. I'm not talking about biologically. I'm sorry, Devayani. I'm talking about a business sense. Your business would probably have wound down, would it, without your dad?
No, yes. I mean, because he joined me in middle of 2011, actually. So we were really in it together. Absolutely.
So it's interesting then that from the story that you're telling, that you really think physical space is very, very important for your online presence. And it's something we're seeing a trend locally. People we know like to touch and feel the products. But how much of a difference is that making to your business now, having that physical presence in this shop?
Well, it's definitely making a real physical debt. But in addition to that, I think you're paying a bigger premium for the rental space, but you're also earning much more. As we were discussing earlier, I think what we were making with just distribution in 1 month, we are doing 3 to 4 times in a retail space.
And does it mean that the barriers to entries are that much higher? Because obviously it's easier to set up a website and get some stock and start selling. To actually commit to that retail space in a quite a smart area is a higher barrier to entry than other competitors may have.
In some way, the barriers to entry in general are that leasing mall space, from what I understand through all of Dad's experiences and seeing him with other clients, is not easy. Malls seem to, they demand a premium, and at the same time, they just are very choosy and picky, and it's difficult to get in.
Well, they want the big names. They want the recognised name with a recognised track record, don't they? That's
right.
And the mall that you're in, if anyone doesn't know that, it's the first stage of the City Walk, isn't it? It's on Safa Street as you run down from Defence Roundabout,
correct,
or Interchange 1 down to the Al Wasl Road on the left as you're going down there. But it's an outdoor area. Some speculation as to how well that's going to do come the summer when you have to walk between the shops in the heat.
Yeah, well, we were there in the summer during the fit-out period, and no doubt about it, it's hot. But the mall has been quite clever in their design. They've put these huge kind of canopies at the top of the mall that are quite large. They don't look very large from the outside. But when you walk inside, you can walk a lot in sort of shady areas. So
it's certainly done very well so far, hasn't it, as a mall, strip mall, yeah.
Yes, I mean, it's very busy. There's a lot of walk-through. We, of course, would like more footfall. But
and the shop is called She Moves?
Yes.
Well, Devayani Dayal, thank you very much indeed for coming and updating us on how you've done since winning the big break almost 2 years ago. Devayani Dayal, CEO of She Moves. Thanks very much.
Thank you.